Hello, welcome to CoreTV News. I am Frank Komalape, and here are some of the reports we are filing now. The Borno State Police Command in Maiduguri has confirmed the killing of 58 persons after multiple blasts in different locations of the town. Commissioner of Police Clement Adoda says a total of 139 persons were also injured during the blast. Adoda confirmed the explosions through improvised explosive devices occurred at 3 locations in Maiduguri. The first one was at First Gate of Baga Road Market at about 11:44. The second was at about 12:30 at Monday Market, while the third was at Borno Express Park at about 12:52. He added that normalcy has since been restored to the affected areas. Eyewitnesses confirmed that many children were among the dead and wounded in the explosions that hit 2 crowded markets and a busy bus station. Following multiple bomb blasts in the state capital, Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima has cut short his campaign trip across the state. The governor was in Marama in Hawo local government area in the southern part of the state on the campaign trip, and to inaugurate the Food for All initiative in the area left the venue of the occasion at about 3 p.m. when he was informed of the incident. He did not depart the ground until an imam and a pastor prayed for the peace of the land, the repose of the dead, and the quick recovery of the injured. The Borno State government has advised internally displaced persons whose community has been reclaimed by the military to exercise restraining rushing back home. This is in view of the fear of dangerous reptiles and landmines planted by suspected Boko Haram insurgents in such communities. Haruna Michelia, the Commissioner of Housing and Rural Electrification in the state, gave the advice while addressing newsmen in Maiduguri. Michelia says though it was the wish of the state government for IDPs to return home quickly, a number of measures had to be taken to safeguard their lives after returning home. He says the government was not unmindful of the discomfort the displaced persons were passing through at the IDPs camps, as they describe as premature the course by some individuals for the IDPs to return home immediately. Eligible voters in Kano on Saturday turned out in large number to verify the functionality of the card readers the Independent National Electoral Commission intends using for the general elections. The 54 card readers deployed for the field tests in Dakwali ward in Kumbotso local government area of Kano were effective with little or no technical hitch in the exercise. Resident Electoral Commissioner Mokail Abdullahi told journalists that early mobilization of its personnel and logistics were crucial to the success of the operation. He explained that INEC will not deny any voter the right to vote or any technical ground except if the permanent voter card did not belong to the voter.
I think so far so good. As you can see, the turnout is quite encouraging. People are cooperating. They are joining the queues in an orderly manner, and the accreditation is taking place smoothly. Only that there are some few challenges of the inability of the machine to capture some of the fingerprints, and that is taken care of by the filling in of the incident form. So we have already anticipated that, and I think we are on course.
On the whole, on the basis of what I have seen so far, I can say that the card reader works, and it represents a strong value added on the previous modes of elections. We've also noticed a few problems, and it's a good thing that INEC is rolling this system out now under more realistic conditions, so that they can take back the reports that they get from the field and try and address them.
Meanwhile, in Ekiti, the mock accreditation exercises of the Independent National Electoral Commission on the use of the electronic smart card readers as a general election faster process has come to stay. The accreditation process, according to our correspondent Rashid, was accomplished in record time despite the low turnout of Ekiti registered voters for the exercise. The reports.
The largest ward in Ekiti State with 46 voting points and 14,461 registered voters with permanent voter cards played host to the mock accreditation exercise of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The low turnout of electorates notwithstanding, the field test ran under peaceful atmosphere with electorates coming out to verify their voter cards. Of particular importance is the time frame at which each accreditation will take, which is one of the focal points of the simulation exercise. Electorates speak on this.
Is there, they test the card, and my name is there on my photocopy. Just 10 seconds.
I like the process, and it's very quick and very fast. No delay.
So like how many minutes?
7 seconds. 7 seconds.
Though the accreditation timing range between 10 to 15 seconds might have been established, the low turnout of electorates made the survey to be limited, for there are no significant peculiar case. This, however, according to INEC chiefs, is no barrier in achieving the aims of the exercise.
The idea of this presenting this machine is actually to detect mistakes, if any. And that's one of the issues we have said. We said we report it normally because there is an incident reporting form where this thing is catalogued. But of course, it looks to me now that it's important that the Commission will have to take a uniform stand on the issue. We'll file our report and a decision will be taken on it.
On the basis of the fingers not be authenticated, nobody's going to be disenfranchised. And that's why we have mitigation strategies to combat just in case of certain unforeseen circumstances. And these are unlikely things to happen. They will not, if they happen at all, they will just be 1 out of 10, 1 out of 15 cases.
Other concerned stakeholders like the police says the mock test is not only for INEC but also for their various institutions.
So far so good. Everywhere is calm. I'm very much impressed with the activities, especially the activities of my men. It's also a test run for Nigerian Police Force too, to show our capability to hold ground when the actual moment comes.
People are buying into the car reader machine because they have experienced the practicality and workability.
With the exercise carried out, electorates bear their minds on its eventual usage at the general polls.
It's a wonderful exercise. At least we came here, we used the machine, within 30 seconds, we are through. And I believe it's the perfect thing we should use for the election.
As Nigerians await the final stand of INEC on card readers, observers note that the exercise is a litmus test of what to expect at the forthcoming general elections. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to tell Nigerians the outcome of Saturday's testing of card readers. It nevertheless says it has noted a series of complaints from Nigerians regarding reported lapses experienced in the testing of both the permanent voter cards and the card readers by the Commission. PDP National Publicity Secretary Lisa Metu in a statement says the worrisome fallout from the test vindicates earlier widespread calls by stakeholders that the card readers should be thoroughly tested to ascertain their workability for free, fair and credible elections before being deployed for the actual polls. Metu expressed worry over the alleged reported lapses, which he says included but not limited to non-verification of voters' fingerprints even after authenticating their PVCs, a slow accreditation process as a result of poor internet server operations in some locations, and apparent inadequate knowledge of the card readers by both INEC officials and voters. It restated that INEC must realize that Nigerians expect nothing short of error-free and transparent process for credible elections come March 28 and April 11. You're still watching CoreTV News Hour. We'll take a break shortly. We'll be back with more stories. Do join us again.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
This is CoreTV News at 8 live from our Lagos studios. If you're just joining us, log on to Facebook page to, for more information. And our Twitter handle now at CoreTV News NG. And for live streaming, log on to youtube.com/CoreTV News. President Goodluck Jonathan on Saturday promised to set up a special fund for the sporting community if he gets a second term in office on March 28. He made the promise at the end of a fitness walk that saw him trekking from the presidential villa to the Eagle Square in Abuja. President Jonathan was accompanied by government officials including Vice President Amadi Sambo and Senate President David Mark. He told the gathering that the special fund would serve as stopgap for training before budgets are approved.
Sporting is something that we must encourage because it brings unity. Another thing is that sports really project the name of this country. I remember in year 2000, I was a deputy governor and I thought I was a very big person as a deputy governor. I led the Bayelsa State team to the Sydney Olympics. When we arrived in Sydney at the airport, the immigration officers were asking whether I was a footballer. They didn't want to know whether you're a governor or deputy governor, it was not important to them. But they wanted to know whether I was a footballer. Because then Nigeria was quite good in soccer. So sports gives a big name to a country and must encourage you. And of course sports also create jobs for young men and women. I must encourage you. And that is why when I see retired athletes, people who have made name for this country, living a life below average, I feel touched. And we must set up funds to make sure that nobody who have made this country proud will be a beggar.
I had a journey. I have a story. And we all are, as I said earlier, we are captains, we've won trophies, but my journey is peculiar, and yours is peculiar too. When I was about to achieve the 100 caps for Nigeria, my coach here called me. I was confused. I said, I think I've played for so many years for Nigeria. I didn't really know what it was all about. Coach Osinogova called me and encouraged me not to stop, that it was a great mileage. He said I had a mission and I have to accomplish it. You encouraged me. You encouraged the football sector. We won the Nations Cup. I got the 100 caps, and now you have a mission that is also unaccomplished. You have set a platform, a legacy for people to build on. But Mr. President, who the sports people are telling you that we cannot let you go until you fulfill your mission.
Meanwhile, thousands of All Progressive Congress members and supporters on Saturday came together for a solidarity march in Lagos State ahead of the March 28 and April 11 elections to convey support for their candidate. Among notable party members leading the march are the APC national leader, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the APC governorship candidate in the state, Akinwumi Ambode, and Governor Ralph Aregbesola of Osun State, among others. The 1 million man march witnessed several civil society groups in Lagos, representatives of the Lagos State Waste Management Authority and the Bus Rapid Transit who donned their official attires. Crowd of supporters, including commercial motorcycle riders and traders, lined the streets shouting and singing in solidarity.
We said we will do a 1 million man march, and we did it. Beyond those that took part in the war, millions of Nigerians were busy watching from their television. We have said it. We are going to prove it. They felt they could shift the date of the election, but they cannot shift our destiny. Our destiny is with the future of Nigeria. The future of Nigeria is about prosperity. We know that the only party that can give you a prosperous future is APC.
By the grace of God, the change we are looking for in this country will happen. It will happen if you vote right. Don't sell your conscience. When they give you money, spend it. It is your money. Today, this is the work for Buhari or Shibaju, and what a success. So come March 28th, who are you going to vote for? APC. And April 11th, in Lagos, Amode, all over Nigeria, APC.
To work for your freedom, to march for change. You know, this month, February 14th, we will have elected a new president to govern us, right? They change it to March, right? Now we are marching for that change. We are marching for Buhari or Shibaju. We are marching for common sense revolution.
And now the Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has accused the All Progressive Congress of paying the sum of 5,000 naira each to participants of its 1 million man march for its presidential candidate Muhammadu Buhari in Lagos. In a statement credited to its publicity secretary Taufik Gani, the PDP says groups that attended the march received between 1 million and 10 million naira. The PDP in its allegation says the APC is deceiving Lagosians by tagging the march as 1 million march, since the Teslim Balogun Stadium, where the work ended, could only accommodate 24,000 people. The PDP also accused the APC of vandalizing posters and billboards of its candidate during the march, as well as attacking 2 private vehicles with stickers of the PDP governorship candidate, Jimmy Agbaje. In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Organization has dismissed the 1 million man march of the All Progressive Congress as a flop. It argued that the party could only muster about 10,000 people to rally support for its national leader, Bola Tinubu, in Lagos. Spokesman for the campaign team, Femi Fani-Kayode, said in a statement that it shows that APC has lost control of the state. He added that PDP expected that the former Lagos State governor would use the opportunity of his speech at the Teslim Balogun Stadium to address issues raised in the controversial documentary aired on private television station. Fani-Kayode also dismissed claims by Osun State Governor Alpha Aregbesola that President Goodluck Jonathan has failed, like the biblical Jonah, to deliver God's message. PDP campaign spokesman added that some of the speeches at the occasion showed that the opposition knows more about the whereabouts of the Chibok girls and the activities of Boko Haram than they have cared to admit. He maintained that if anything happens to the girls and if they are not produced soon, the ruling party will hold the APC and some of its leaders responsible. And now, First Lady Patience Jonathan has visited Owerri in Imo State to campaign for the re-election of her husband, Goodluck Jonathan, with a message to the people of the state to vote for continuity for all those who have done well in offices in the state. Correspondent Ajibade Awufeso filed in this report.
Patience in Imo State. The visit of Mama Peace, as the First Lady is fondly called, brought together various support groups, with the national coordinator of one of such groups, Community Awareness on Development Network, Miriam Jubril, saying the president has done well.
Kawan is an NGO, a non-governmental organization. We are into self-help, giving information to the community and telling them about the development of the present-day government. We are standing for Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan because of his transformation agenda for Nigeria.
With the crowd getting restless, the First Lady arrival served as the tonic needed to leave the atmosphere, with shouts of Mama Peace renting the air. He added that the people should ask the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, what he forgot in the presidential villa. event also served as a platform to project all the PDP candidates in the state in the federal elections.
Major political parties in Ogun State have signed a peace deal with the State Police Command. The police say the essence of the peace parley is to reduce and totally avoid the violence in the forthcoming general elections. Our correspondent Olajumoke Olatuji has details.
Nigerian elections has been known to be traditionally fiercely contested, but in 2015, risks of violence have been particularly high. This will be the first nationwide contest, especially between two parties, the ruling People's Democratic Party and the opposition All Progressives Congress, since the return to civilian rule in 1999. Factional feuds within both parties could degenerate into violence during the national and state primaries, and this has made concerned parties, especially the police, interested in how to ensure a violence-free polls. Against this background, political parties in Ogun State signed a peace accord known as the Belkuta Accord. The move was initiated by the Ogun State Police Command. Parties that signed the accord included the All Progressives Congress, APC, People's Democratic Party, PDP, Social Democratic Party, SDP, Labour Party, and the All Progressives Grand Alliance, among others. Administering the peace accord, the State Commissioner of Police, Valentine Ntuchukwu, warned the politicians to abide by the terms of the peace accord.
Fomenting trouble during the election, during the campaign, and immediately after the campaign. Get the person arrested, bring him to me here. I will not grant bail to that person.
He also urged all representatives of the political parties to solicit peace within their parties to avoid violent clashes, and the police will not tolerate any further indiscipline.
If they want to take the person on bail, let them go to court. I will not give the person police bail because the person has committed a very serious crime, which is tantamount to sabotaging the election, and we are not going to take it live, whoever that person might be.
I want to implore the security outfits in the state to be partial.
As a political party, the PDP, we have tried the hardest to run a very clean campaign without any brigandage nor any act that can be considered provocative. As a matter of strategy and rule, we have avoided to even meet ourselves at the same location per time.
We have listened to the terms of the peace accord, and they are in tandem with our policy, with our principle, with our philosophy, that power and office should derive only from the will of the people freely given, and not by thuggery and by stuff like that.
With the general elections just 3 weeks away and gradually gathering momentum, and with different attempts by the police to ensure a peaceful election, the electorate is optimistic for a violent-free polls. Olajumoke Olatuji, CoreTV News, Abeokuta.
You're still watching CoreTV News. We'll take a break now. We'll be back with more stories.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Outside Nigeria, the head of Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, has announced the arrest of 2 men detained over the murder of Russia opposition politician Paulis Nemtsov. FSB Director Alexander Botikov says the suspects Anzo Gubashev and Zauro Dadayev, both from the Caucasus region, were detained on Saturday. Russian investigators said they were suspected of organizing and carrying out the murder. The killing on a bridge within sight of the Kremlin shocked Russia. The former deputy prime minister and veteran liberal politician, 55, was shot in the back 4 times on the night of 27 February as he was walking on the street with his girlfriend. He was buried in Moscow on Tuesday. The announcement was made on state television by the head of FSB himself, which is a clear sign the Kremlin wants to be seen taking this case extremely serious. And as a wrap now, thank you for watching. I am Frank Omalape. I'll see you again.